I can at least capture this for my audio. All right. So I was saying before we got disconnected earlier, and so I was saying poor audio. So we're back. So we're talking about finding freedom, right? So we said, first of all, you have to recognize that you're caught up in a situation that you need to get out of. So that means that if you're in a bad relationship, you're in a bad job, whatever it is that has you unhappy, especially the young people need to know this because they feel really lost. And people who've been in relationships for a long time, they feel really stuck. So everybody needs to know that pretty much there is a reason for us to move forward. So first you got to realize that you're in a fucked up situation. And that's easy. Are you happy or not? You feel good about it? You don't. Are you in it because somebody else wants you to be in it? Now, I know there's some things that you can't just up and leave, but you can start putting boundaries on what you allow people to do to you, how you allow people to make use of you, and how you interact in those situations. It is a way to put boundaries on it to start freeing yourself. And then you have to tell yourself the truth that the situation, in fact, sucks. You know that you feel yucky in it. People don't want you to feel yucky because they want to blame you for feeling yucky. And you know that you feel like shit in it. If you think I'm seeking, searching, trying to figure out how to get somebody to love me and take care of me, and how to trying to figure out how to get somebody to love me, right? Just to love me, see me, want to be with me, want to have fun with me. And guess what? If they don't, they don't. You can't make them. And then they make you feel bad about it. They tired. I'm tired. I worked all day. I got it this. I got it that. They don't have any time for you. You feel some kind of way about it. But get out of it. You can leave. You mad because he did. So you mad she did. Guess what? You can get out of that. You don't have to stick around in it. And I'm not, it's not necessarily quitting. However, if you're in a relationship or in a situation with someone and they're not interested in making it better for you or ensuring your happiness in it, it's time to go. Because they're not going to. It's not going to change and all of a sudden they're going to want to make you happy. That's not how it works. And you set boundaries. If you're dating, like for men, if you have a girlfriend and you don't want to be her boyfriend, or you didn't even say you were going to be a boyfriend, she just put you in that role because that's what we do. You don't want to be in a situation. You owe it to yourself and I know you guys are like, well, I don't want to hurt her, and she did, and she held me down, and she did. You have all these reasons you're obligated to that shit. You can be like, you know what? This isn't good for me. I'm out. I can't do this. And you have to keep it moving, because the longer you stay, the worse you're going to feel. And she's not going to feel good about it either, because you're not going to be able to love her. You're not going to be able to give her what she needs. And for women who stick around in those situations, they're not going to be able to get what they need from their partner either. I don't care what they do. It's not like their partner's going to one day wake up and say, oh, babe, I see you. I love you. I appreciate you. They're going to take anything they can take from you. So you get yourself in a position that you can walk away from it. And the crazy thing about it, when you talk about walking away from a situation that's not good for you, it's not the immediacy of the situation that's the goal. Like that'll be over in no time. Literally, that'll be over in no time. It's the purpose. It's your path. It's what you're supposed to be doing to replenish the universe. That's the thing that has your attention, not this human, not this person, right? That's temporary. Let me tell you, I was with my ex-husband. We were married for 17 years, and I think we dated 2 years before that. I have so few memories of us together. And people always say, oh my God, you were married for 17 years and you got a divorce? And now I'm like, well, hell, I've been divorced for 14. I have so few memories of what it was like of being married to being in that marriage. And we hold on because we feel like we're supposed to, because it's been so many years. But look how many years I have left. If I was with him for 20 years, let's say 20. So 17 plus dating. And I'm going to live to be 100, 98, 97. I'm going to live for a long time. That's 20% of my life. That means 80% of my life, I wasn't in that. And I'm going to allow that 20% to hold me hostage? No. That's how you have to look at what your purpose is, what your goal is. If your goal is to be of purpose, then you've got to allow yourself to be able to move along your path to get to the purpose, right? So we want to feel like, oh, we've been together for so long. But if you've been married for 20 and you've been miserable for 18, what's the damn point? When is your happiness coming? What do you do to get to it? What do you do to set yourself free so you can be of purpose? What does it look like? What does it look like to the other million people that you have to impact if you stay in this yucky situation all this time? Who are you letting down? Right? So you have to set boundaries on how people make use of you. You can tell your partner, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not interested. Or I'm going to do this. Or I'm going to do that. You set boundaries for how you function. You don't let anybody else set boundaries on how you function. As soon as somebody sets boundaries on you or tell you what you can and can't do, what is that? You're being held hostage. You're not free. And someone is regulating your steps. And why? Why would somebody regulate your steps? They got to figure out what they need to do their damn self. So now they're going to try to get you caught up too? Nah, not me. And not you either, because you don't want to. You want to be able to move free. You want to be happy. You want to know what it feels like to go to sleep and not worried about. You want to know what it feels like to be able to move without answering questions about what you're doing. Those are things that we have to do because that's what's demanded of us to be able to get to our purpose. And I love being in a relationship. I love men. I talked about that 2 weeks ago. Best thing since air. Men. Love them. Guess what? I won't be held hostage by one. I don't care. And even when I was dating, men would say, oh my God, you're so much fun. That's how they start off. Oh my God, you're so much fun. And then they would be like, you know what? You should really wear a bra. Or maybe you shouldn't do this. And I don't really like her. So, maybe y'all shouldn't go out together because I think she this. So you go from, oh my God, you're so much fun and I want to be with you, to now you're going to put boundaries on how I move. No, 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 no. Fortunately, I realized, and we mistake those things for love. Oh, he just don't want me to wear makeup because he don't want me to be attractive to nobody else. And he want me to cover up because he don't want nobody to boundaries. He's putting boundaries on you because what you think he's protecting you from has nothing to do with you. But he's going to put you in a box to hold you hostage because it's easier for him to manage you if he can keep you in the box. No, 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 no. You have to be who you are. You have to live your life and you have to grow through everything that you grow through so that you can get to a place of being of your purpose and being okay with who you are and moving fluid. When people try to hold you hostage and put you in the little box, they don't know what you're supposed to do. They can't tell you that. They can't. And women can't do it either. And women like to say that to men. They want to stop them. Well, you can't go here because it is. And you can't do this because it is. And you can't. So what? Go. Grown ass people do what they want to do. If you can't be in a relationship with somebody and trust them to go to the grocery store, you shouldn't be in a relationship with them any damn way. Ugh. That's already said. So you shouldn't even be in a relationship. So you guys have to be really careful. Men and women, you all have to be very careful about being in these relationships where people are holding you hostage. And we talked about this too last week. Men know when a woman is for them or not. They ain't fazed by no woman. Women get caught up with the men, and the men are like, all right, well, she's straight though. She got her own house. She got a car. She make a little money. I can hang out with her. He's saying I can hang out. She trying to figure out how to get him to the altar. No. So I think it's better for everybody to just be upfront about what it is you want in that moment and give somebody a chance, an opportunity to decide if they want to give it to you or do it or not. So we have to be very careful with that, because the more that you do things to hold somebody hostage, then you're stopping them from being to being of purpose, to making progress. So that's my little talk about that. You got to know that you're not free. You've got to tell yourself the truth about the situation. If it sucks, it sucks. Don't be scared to say it sucks. That's a news flash for a mother. And if you be like, man, you know what? This relationship sucks. I can't, man, this shit is crazy. How somebody gonna be mad at you because of what you said? How they gonna be mad at you because you struggling in that yucky ass relationship and they want to keep you in it? So what does that say about how they feel about you? They don't care about your happiness. They don't necessarily love you. They love the idea of you, but they don't love you, not if they don't want you to be happy. And you have to set boundaries on how people make use of you. And that's okay. It's hard because you want to say yes. You want to say, somebody ask you something? Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Guess what? You can say no. Quit. Nah, I can't do that. That ain't for me. No. When I started setting boundaries for me, people started taking notice like, well, Joycelyn is not the one to be fucked with. She ain't gonna do that shit. And that saved, guess what? My phone stopped ringing. People stopped calling me, asking me for stuff. At work, I was handling shit better. Ain't nobody coming to me with no bullshit. And if they do, I'm like, that's not for me. No, you can have somebody else. Why don't you do it? Thanks. Bye. Thanks for thinking of me. Bye. I keep it moving. You don't get to manipulate me into feeling like I got to do something because fuck you. That's how I feel. And they know it. They know it. I had an administrator. I sent an email and said, only communicate with me through email. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He was wicked. He was saying slick shit, walking by, trying to get me caught up. I shut that shit down. Only communicate with me through email. Then I was the bitch, right? Boy, what's wrong with her? Fuck you. You can't do that to me. I'm not playing this game with you. Now we've been working together for about 3 years. And he and I have a great relationship because he had to figure out I can't do this stuff to her. She's not allowing me to make ill use of her. That's the truth. I wholeheartedly, those are my words. Wholeheartedly would be in a minute. Fuck you. No, I'm not going to do that. Thanks for thinking of me. Bye. Hey, we're going to such and such, and we want everybody to contribute such and such. No, I'm not participating. Thank you. Bye. No, bye. Thanks, bye. No. But that's me having to protect myself. Otherwise, I'm around here depleted, exhausted, unhappy. I can't give any goodness to you all. I don't have any goodness for myself, all for the sake of trying to please somebody who's just trying to suck the life out of me. Nah, not doing it. So if you need some words for the week, you can quote me. Fuck you. No. Thanks. Bye. You guys can say that all that you want. And I mean that shit. So let's talk about real quick before we get ready to go. I know we had the technical difficulties, but I'll still be able to put this together on a SoundCloud and stuff. So don't forget, you can download iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes. I know y'all use some of that. And YouTube. Download some episodes. Give me some numbers. I need you guys. Thank you very much. Gotta have some good stuff. Okay, so I know everybody remembers from psych, your first psych class, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I'm an egghead, right? That's what I am. I believe in learning, and I love to learn. So when people talk to me and they'll say, I don't read, or I probably stop listening, because you got to get information from somewhere. Like, all of your information can't come from how many characters on Twitter and something on Facebook. You got to be able to go to a source to pull information, and not even that, to draw your own ideas about information, how you feel about it. So in my first psych class, I remember talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I'll post it just in case if you guys haven't heard of it. Well, Maslow's hierarchy of needs talks about where we are in our development, where we are in our growth in our life. And so there are 5 stages. It looks like the, what do you call it? The food pyramid. So it's a triangle. It's got the large base. I don't know. You guys can see it. Oh, yeah. Oh, Y'all know y'all can't be seeing pictures on my phone. It could be any damn thing. That's because I'm free. I can take whatever pictures I want. But anyway, that was a cigar picture, not anything, you know. Y'all know I can be risque, but that ain't it. All right, so this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? You can look it up if you want. And I think it's in my bio. So I'm going to read it. At the bottom is your physical needs, your physiological needs, right? So physical needs. These are your basic things. Breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, and excretion. So breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, and excretion. Now, sex is at the bottom. That's a basic need from everybody. Everybody has a basic need of sex. But when you think about it, some people, however old they are, exist in this space as if sex is the end all be all to the relationships. If your wife don't have sex and you go have sex with somebody else, first of all, motherfucker, if you married and sex is your primary goal, you still operate in that basic level of sex, you got some whole other issues going on, because there's so much more stuff on that. And I'm going to go through this kind of fast because I could talk about this for a whole semester. This ain't 10 minutes. It's a whole semester. Then there's safety, where you need security of body, employment, resources, morality, the family, health, and property. That's important. So you go from your physical needs to safety. So you meet your first level of needs, and then you go on to safety. This is how you know you're moving up the hierarchy of needs. This is where they fall into place. You need a job. And you think about that. When you turn 18, everybody wants you to get a job. You're grown now. You get a job. You keep yourself safe. So that means you want to have somewhere to live. You're going to have money. You're going to have ideas about what's right and wrong. Your family, your health, and property. And a lot of people operate in that space. What kind of car you have, what kind of house you have. A lot of people operate there. We look at it and think, oh, they're doing well. But they're really kind of the next level. They're like step 2 from the bottom. If you can master eating, if you can master breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, and excretion, it's time to move to the next level. So it's not much above that. Get a job, make some money, maintain. That's it. Love and belonging. You want friendship, family, sexual intimacy. So check that out. First level is sex. You just have sex. All of a sudden you need sex, but you need some intimacy. You need something else. The sex just isn't enough. And men and women both go through this, because women, believe it or not, when women are young and people start having sex with them, it's not really much that you're getting out of it. They're making use of you without you having any pleasure behind it. Then all of a sudden you get old enough and you realize, I should be enjoying this. And then you're looking for somebody to have sex with that you want to make love with. Now you need it to mean something else, right? Because that's our needs are changing. We need to feel loved. We need to feel connected. So our needs start changing. That's the third level. Then you have your esteem, self-esteem, and that's where your ego and stuff falls in. Self-esteem, confidence, achievement, respect of others, and respect by others. Most people, that's where most people get stuck. Now, the base is large, so you know there's more people at the bottom than there are at the top. That's how it works. That's how it is on the food pyramid. The vegetables are at the bottom, right? More vegetables, less meat, or less carbs, I think, at the top. So the more you move up, you lose people. So as you're dating and meeting people, you realize some people are really stuck in a basic space, and you can't drag them up with you. You can't bring them to where you are. They have to be ready to get to that. It's a process of growth. The last state is called self-actualization. Morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving, lack of prejudice, and acceptance of facts. That's a very small number. Many people don't make it there. Now, the reason I wanted to share this with you guys is because as we're out there meeting people, engaging with people, we want to identify where they are based on the conversations we have with them. When there's really a structure, that helps to identify where they are in their hierarchy of needs, where they are and what they're capable of for themselves. Now, I want it to be, that's what I always say, I want it to be self-actualized. My goal was self-actualization, and that's what I try to work at. I try to see good in everything. I talked about this with my son. I try to see good in people, in myself. I know that I'm connected to the universe as a whole. I'm on my Deion Sanders, right? I know I'm great. That's where I want it to be great. But the funny thing is, as a woman, when I was single and dating and I would meet people who were at a basic level, what do you think they wanted? Do you think they were trying to come to where I was, or you think they were trying to pull me to where they were? That's putting me in a box. If I operate up here and they're down here, it's easier for them to deal with me, to pull me where they are. But that's not good for somebody who's in a different space. So we have to keep that in mind when we meet people, when we engage with people, when we get involved with people. When people try to pull us and relegate us to a space to make them more comfortable, wrong people to deal with. You shouldn't get involved in those situations, because they don't want goodness for you. They want you to be great in the space they provide for you. They want you to be great in that space. If you are a man and you work 15, 16 hours a day and you got all this stuff going on and you doing your thing, and your wife is doing nothing and she's stuck in the space that she's safe with breathing, eating, using the bathroom, that's where she is. But she wants you, after you go work and be great, to come sit in this space and breathe with her. Sorry, that's the wrong person. She's not even able to maintain the next level up. She's not interested in the next level up. She's interested in just existing. So when you find yourself in situations with people who want to hold you hostage or want to pull you down into the pit of nothingness to satisfy them, get the fuck away from them. You can't save them. You can't fix them. You can't help them unless you went to school to do that. And then if you went to school to do it, they ain't for you. You don't operate. Surgeons don't operate on their spouses. Another surgeon will operate on their spouse. You can't fix them. You can't fix them. Psychiatrists don't help their spouses. They get another psychiatrist to do it. You can't do that to your spouse. Your spouse has to want to move. So if you are stuck in a situation, recognize it first. Recognize that you're being held hostage. That's the first thing. Recognize you're being held hostage. Tell yourself the truth about that bullshit. This sucks here. I hate it here. Tell your partner, I hate it here. Don't say you not. I hate it here. Don't blame them. You let yourself get in the situation. I made a mistake. I should have done something else. No, it's nothing that you can do. Because if they could have done it, they would have already done it. If they were going to make you happy, it ain't new that you say out loud, I'm unhappy. If they wanted to do something to make you happy, they would be doing something to make you fucking happy. You wouldn't have to be like, I hate it here. Sorry, that's the way that it is. So recognize that you're being held hostage. Tell yourself the truth about being held hostage and set you some damn boundaries so that you can start gaining some momentum in you. You ain't got to divorce them. You can stay married to them, but you do have to move because you were gifted this life. God chose you to be of his purpose. So you were gifted this life. You owe it to move forward. Nobody cares that you stuck in a yucky ass situation because your partner refuses to progress or is incapable of progressing. So what? That's on them. They have their own purpose, and their purpose isn't to hold you hostage. That's just what they can do because you've allowed it. So that's it for me tonight. I hate that we had technical difficulties. I'll put it together. You guys can download on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio. And remember, I'm drinking Poppy Cabernet Sauvignon in my hashtag 50 years of joy glass. And I've had a great night tonight. And I hope that you found some goodness in this. And this is Joycelyn Wells with Joy Exposed. And remember, when joy is exposed, everything just feels better. Mwah. Have a good night. I'll see you guys next week. Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We got to talk about some jive ass turkeys. Good night. Bye. Mwah.